Good afternoon to you. I am making this YouTube video for the technical communication classes for summer 2016. Today is Friday, July 1st, 2016, and I thought I would make you a video telling you what we have to do into the month of July. So the July is pretty much the rest of the semester. So when you have the fall semester, for example, we start in August and then we end kind of around Christmas, so December. So it's a much longer um, semester. But these summer semesters, they work out well because typically you might only have one or two classes. Some take more than that, but anyhow, it works out, and so you can concentrate on the work that you are doing for this class. Now, what I wanted to do is review what we have to do in this month. So for today, obviously, is discussion board 4 on the written instructions on something you're pretty good at doing and you'd like to explain to someone else. And then the summary assignment is also due, today. But as I said, since this is the 4th of July weekend, even into next week would not be a problem because I am not going to be able to read all the work between now and Tuesday anyhow. So just wanted to note that. And then I just wanted to go through the semester and just tell you some key points. For next Friday, July 8th, is the resume, and then there's also a portfolio section. Next week actually is the lightest week of the entire summer, so it kind of gives you a chance to shift gears a little bit. But what I wanted to tell you is there is a website that you log on to, and I'll actually just go there myself right now. So you go to www collegecentral.com/WCCC. So anyhow, that is explained in assignments. So it will take you to, it says Westmoreland County Community College Career Development Center, College Central. So initially, you're going to log in as in the students area, and then there are instructions as far as how to actually log in to this particular page. It says so it just tells you how to get in, but it's explained in assignments. So anyhow, you log in, and then what you initially have to do is upload 3 documents into a portfolio, and that is also explained in assignments. So anyhow, the whole idea is to you're going to create a portfolio, and like 99% of you will just use the traditional one. If you're in like art, or if you're in architectural engineering or AutoCAD or something like that, you can create one that's more like artistic. There's a couple different options, but there's like a traditional one that you can create, and then once you create the portfolio, then you can upload 3 documents into it, into the education, training, and so on section. They don't all have to be from this particular class. They can be from any of your classes. And I had this class in the spring term, and one of the students did he was into photography, and in particular he was into photography with trains. And so he had one with a friend of his who was actually a student in another class, and so he did a portrait of her with this older train behind her, and I thought, boy, it was a beautiful picture. And then he did a couple of other ones like that. So he showed his photography Um, as I said, other people in classes have uploaded, like lab reports or other types of assignments that they may have done. So it doesn't necessarily all have to be from this class. If you want to know some good ones from this class's assignment too on writing effective email, like the good and bad written instructions that we have done, evaluation of customer service, and things like that. So you're going to upload 3 documents, and then once you upload them, then you have to go back out, and then you go back into the portfolio, and there's a link. It'll say forward my portfolio, and you can forward it to me at hrisikm@wccc.edu. Now, if you have a resume and it's already developed, you can upload it. If you did not have one, um, then there are some examples and assignments, and they're called Getting Started. And there's a booklet, and starting on about page 20, they give you sample assignments, sample resumes. So if you see one you like, you can just copy it and edit it and make it your own. And then, of course, you can always use a template in Microsoft Word for designing a resume. So those are the options, but you're going to have to get your resume approved by Career Services before it can be posted. So like I said, today is Friday, July 1st. If you could do it next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, there's a better chance that it will be approved. If it isn't approved right away, do not panic, because you can wait until even later in the month. I'm not really worried about that. I did receive an email from a student who was not at WCCC. He was at Penn State, or I think maybe Pitt, but he had applied in an internship after the spring semester, and he didn't get it. And so fortunately he was able to apply for another internship, and they liked his resume and portfolio so much that was a factor in him getting this internship, which was really, really important for him. So just be aware of that. What I wanted to tell you is, if you run into problems and you can't get logged in, Career Services is 724-925-4058. Of course, they are available to help you, to log in. And if you live near the Youngwood campus, you can always make an appointment with Career Services, and they will give you a full hour to work on your resume, your portfolio, your cover letter. And even if you wanted to start a LinkedIn profile, they're available to help you. And of course, you can speak to them over the telephone, and they are available for you. Also, keep in mind that we have 2 reference librarians that are available to assist you. And so if you ever have any questions in writing a consumer report or doing anything related for this class, you can always call 724-925-4100 and then ask to speak to a reference librarian. Also, too, is if you ever have late night questions, there's a site from the state of Pennsylvania called askherepa.org, and so that's a good place for you to look. They'll do a chat with you. So whether it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they have reference librarians available 24 hours a day. So anyhow, for the following week on Monday, July 11th, you have to do a letter. And the letter is writing as someone who's taken an online course or multiple online courses, and explaining to a student how you navigate through Blackboard and so on. So, I wanted to mention that. And then for the Monday, July 15th, so it's not the regular cycle of Fridays, but just the nature of what we're doing is kind of what we have to do. So for the 15th, there's 2 different options for that particular letter. The first one is a problem or a dangerous intersection, and it doesn't have to be around here. It can be where you are at college, it can be where you go on vacation. It's pretty much flexible as far as that goes. my son Mike used to go up to Penn State. And State College, there are some dangerous intersections there. I guess it's College Avenue right in front of Penn State is very dangerous. And he lived on this road, I think Atherton Street or something like that. But it's very, very congested. So it's kind of dangerous. The other option you have is you can write a memorandum. It's like a memo proposal on the need for an instructional technologist. And so we have actually moved in that direction, and but we need to have someone that does it on a full-time basis. It would be a permanent position. So, that's something that we're going to be doing for that particular letter. So anyhow, you have two options available for you at that particular point. On the 22nd of July, your written instructions will be due. Do not send them as a rich text format. Send them either as a PDF or a Word file because they're too big to send as rich text format. There's a discussion board to do for Friday the 22nd. I wanted to tell you something just to keep in mind. From July 14th to July 21st, I will be in Gettysburg for training. Of course, I will have my laptop with me and so on, but I will not be able to respond to email or work as timely, but I will keep up with it. And so naturally, if you do have questions, you can always contact me. So, I wanted to tell you that. So again, for the 22nd, the written instructions are due, and then there's a discussion board posting for the 22nd. And then for the last week, which is the 29th, the consumer report is due by midnight on Friday, July 29th, and that's pretty much the last day that you can submit it. I can't wait to you to submit it to me, later on, because that would become a problem. I don't have the actual day the grades are due, but I mean, you don't have that much time at the end of these 9-week semesters to submit the grades. So anyhow, there's that to do, and then there's one more discussion board posting, stating what you learned from writing this consumer report, and that would be it. Now, what I wanted to tell you also is, so the last day to submit the consumer report is on the 29th. Now, if you submit it by Friday the 22nd at midnight, you will gain an additional 20 points. And if you submit it, or 10 points, excuse me, by the 22nd. Now, if you submit it by the 15th, which will be 2 weeks early, you'll gain an additional 20 points. So, for instance, if you get a score of an 86, then you'll get 106. So you get 20 points added. That's just the way it works. It's an inducement for you to submit early and for you to move ahead in the class. And it also helps me so I don't have to read everything all at once. So last point that I would tell you from taking this class, save all the assignments somewhere, whether you save it on Dropbox or wherever, but save the documents because they are really, really good examples of using technical communication. And this is the book, obviously. This is the book that I got some years ago, but now we have that brown custom copy. But if you can at all, save this book when you're done with this class, because to me, I think it's my favorite. I've been using it since the second edition, so you can see how long we've had it. But when you do your written instructions, they go from pages 223 to 230 as far as in writing effective instructions, especially starting off your sentences with a command. And then Chapter 10 goes through formatting reports and proposals. And so we do more of an informal proposal, or report rather, but this chapter also covers formal proposals that you will be writing at work. You typically will do with a group of people and so on. So I wanted to take the time out of my schedule though today to update you, and so that is it. And so that covers the rest of July. When you're logging into College Central, make sure to follow the directions because it can be a little bit tricky. And if you cannot find your student ID number, let me know, and I could find it. Or you could always call the college on Tuesday 724-925-4000, and ask to speak to records, or you can, the records is actually extension 4069, so you could dial 724-925-4069. I'm at 15 minutes, and that's it. Thank you.